blessing. That that make I
You disturb my peace. We may be in for a fight. Show me what you are made of. You'll fall to my sword. Receive fear. Your armor won't save you.
Nothing ever happens.
Go.
Oh, look who's here. Has the destiny of the South graced my humble abode? That's wonderful news. You have no idea what a favor you've done for the South. Now we'll finally be independent and safe. Because sometimes the best defense is a good offense. We were backed into a corner, eh? It were us or him. First off, he represented Camelot, and we're done with their influence, no more of their wars. Second, after the massacre of One Eye's tribe, his death was convenient for both of us. And when the tribes finally unite and come down from the mountains, there's a chance they might leave us alone. Third, he figured me out. He knew what I'd discovered, and he wanted to stop me. And trust me, proof that Camelot is rotten to the core, and that allying with the tribes is the right choice. I didn't plan to tell you, but my one-eyed friend convinced me. Since you took down Galahad, as a reward for your help, I'll share this secret with you. Here, take this seal. In the sunken village, you'll find the entrance to Sewell's crypt. Everyone knows the story of how the evil druid sealed and flooded the place. It's true. At least part of it. But the real story is why they sealed and flooded it. One Eye broke the old seals and replaced them with his own. If you want to see what Camelot was so desperate to hide, you'll find your answers there. They thought drowning a village would keep it secret. Behind the statue, you'll find where to use the seal. Once you do, you'll see that history is very different from what we've been telling ourselves. If that doesn't convince you that Camelot's foundations are more crap-coloured than tinged with ivory, then nothing will. I won't tell you anything more. And hey, I'll catch up with you later. I'm sure you'll understand exactly.
If nothing happens by nightfall, I'm starting up.
Please. I see that Silent Cilia has finally been shut up for good. She earned that moniker because she liked to silence travelers by slitting their throats. Well, I hope she met the same fate. I wonder what it sounds like when a blade pierces the trachea. Anyway, go chop off again. Go chop.
You just wait until they let me out. Come a little closer. Nobody asked your opinion. I drink 'cause I want to. I drink 'cause guarding that empty gate. Maybe I was drunk, but the gate was guarded. It's not your damn pin-up. But all is not lost. We can still be friends. Listen, I'm not guarding the gate right this second, am I? There's nothing wrong with having a little sip, right? Come on, don't be like... Oi, that's for me to decide. If you don't even want to help me, throw parts to the bone, you...
I like it when things are quiet.
Oi, friend. A question. Do you know why people always... Because he's riveting.
Oh, of course. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Osbert.
This feeling, it was so strong, so real. I remember now, the weight of it, the power. This blade was never just steel. It was a part of me. A sword like that, it doesn't yield easily. It demands strength of body and of will. You'll need to grow stronger before it will choose you.
Listen, I'm no good with words. She's learning how to read and write. Can you believe it? She writes letters to me. I'm so proud of her. Oh, thanks. Here's the letter. No, you must have misunderstood something. What do I do now? I should go back to him, right? I have to think of something. I don't know. Sorry. No, what do I do? I should go. I guess. Yes. What? I guess. Yes. No, what? I don't. So. I'm not talking to you, birdface. Don't even... You want something from me, you just wait. You call me a... Are you happy now? Sober and all? 'Cause I'm not.
Seawall. He was the first to set foot on Avalon, not me. He decided that if anything were to attack us in this strange land, he would shield me and take the first blow himself. I remember loyalty. A fierce, unwavering loyalty. To me and to Avalon. He must have been someone I trusted deeply. Perhaps as we move forward, more memories of him will come back to me. For now, I only hope his loyalty wasn't in vain. It's more than a sword. It's a promise. A blade that stands for unity, for strength, and for hope. It wasn't just mine. It belonged to Avalon. Every swing, every battle was fought for the land and its people. But Excalibur is also a burden. It demands more than just skill. It demands purpose. Without that, then it is just steel. Much the same. He was a fierce warrior, determined to win at any cost. I watched him closely, and I found him too consumed by cruelty. That is why I chose Seawall and Palamedes as my closest confidants, not him. Yet this Galahad still seems devoted to Camelot and the old ways, and he remains just as fierce. I suppose it wasn't. I can feel it guards something primordial within. The markings on the stone resemble the work of the Foredwellers. In my time, such inscriptions would shift and change, making them impossible to decipher. Yet, I met some people who sought to unravel these mysteries. Most of them were Picts. I allowed them to explore Avalon without my oversight. And so, I remember that the royal geographers came to be. My favorite band of adventurers. True pathfinders. Avalon owes them a great debt.
wanderer in the sunken village. You must be lost. Back in the day, you just needed to look at the stars and you'd know where you were going. Now, even they are misplaced. I guess I'm just an old man listening to the sound of the sea. Every wave carries a story, you know. Some are whispers, others are roars. I like to think they're keeping me company. Long ago, I decided to wait for something to happen. So I'm waiting for what's ahead of me. But I can feel that it's closer than ever. Everything that's around us, it's not yet the end. And that monsters? I think you misunderstand. I don't see any monsters here. Only it's sad. But as you can see, not much depends on us. The world just keeps on happening. And they were given some time which they've tried to use as much as they could. That's all. I'm glad they allow me to stay here despite what happened. I like this place. It's the cycle of life. There's nothing to be afraid of. If you're afraid, it means you're struggling with something too much. Sometimes you just need to sit and look. Watch. The sunken village was not always sunken. But one day, someone, undoubtedly important, made a decision, undoubtedly necessary. So the wave came and made the village into the sunken village. And its inhabitants? I know that some druids did it. Specific individuals, although their names have long been forgotten. This is no great mystery. You'd have to ask those responsible for the flood. Who knows what's going through people's heads? Maybe someone ordered them to do it. We'll never know. That's a good question. Maybe they burnt during the charred conclave. Maybe not. Nevertheless, the punishment was delivered and justice prevailed. Once again, the world was made a better place. At least that's what those who set fire to the stakes preach. All in the name of the Word. Among others, this wouldn't have happened if not for Camelot's desperation. I don't know if the word was so unambiguous or if its interpretation failed. What happened on the fields of the charred conclave wasn't just about the flood, my friend. It was about things and forces we don't understand. Long ago enough for people to have no chance of discovering why, and yet recently enough that this place still reminds us of it. Now the village is what it is, and the past has washed away. At least it can still, and I'll stay and look. I have everything I need. Before you go, I would like to ask you one thing. Who are you? I understand. I see you. I hear you. And I have a feeling that you will find what you're looking for. Farewell. You can come keep me company whenever you want. The sunsets here are safe.
I know this place. I remember it, although my memory is still clouded. I was here with Merlin. We had a disagreement about something important. It was here that the idea of how to end the war with the Four Dwellers first took shape. But what happened next is still unclear. I don't remember. And yet, I know it had something to do with Seawall, a place of his eternal rest. But something is wrong. It doesn't feel like a tomb. Be cautious.
are not him. You are different. I am Sewell Firstfoot, the one who scouted the land before the traitor Arthur set foot on it. I was loyal. I was devoted. Arthur wanted more. Arthur betrayed me. Yes, it is my legacy. The jewel of the South, the safe haven of honorable men. I've been here for so long, it doesn't matter anymore. The Dalriata promised me revenge. They understand what happened here. Everyone who comes here has the right to ask. I was the most loyal of Arthur's men. I was the first to go ashore and take on any danger that might arise in this new and unfamiliar land. Then came the war. I fought by his side, shielded him with my own body. trusted him. But Arthur wanted more. Arthur longed to possess a power equal to that of our enemies. So Merlin decided our king must first become immortal. Only then could he achieve greatness. But Merlin needed volunteers. Trusted people to go first to make sure that his methods were effective. So we wouldn't risk Arthur's life in trying to grant him immortality. They thought I had died, so they buried me. Arthur's greed and Merlin's obsession made me what I am now. Arthur should have made sure. They thought I was dead, but I heard everything. I know there were others after me. I know that the king didn't hesitate to do anything to achieve his goal. He experimented on all the knights, abusing their oath. He told them it was for the greater good. Their lives, our lives, meant nothing to him. Arthur doomed his people to eternal suffering. Their names forgotten. Their loyalty abused. He sacrificed the lives of the noblest of men. And this is the greatest possible betrayal. We cannot be helped. We cannot be killed. The Dalriata promised to burn down Camelot. Avenge the memory of all my brothers. Camelot was built on betrayal. People have the right to live in truth. When Camelot falls, we will finally be free. Build a new world. Let the dead leave this one. Avenge.
So, look at it this way. Seawall, the founder of the famous stronghold in the south, Archer's legendary aide and his trusted friend, in reality, meant nothing to him. I feel bad for him when I think about it, you know? 600 years spent in a tomb, fully aware. Huh. But why does it matter? Perhaps it doesn't matter to you or me, but there are people who will be shattered by it. It'll open their eyes and disprove everything they believed in until now. I couldn't come up with it if I tried. And I didn't even have to try, because it's all true. To some extent. Well, maybe not. But who cares what actually happened? Huh? At first glance, it's proof enough of how corrupt Camelot is. How Arthur used his most loyal friend, the founder of the Horns of the South, for his own gain. How he doomed him to eternal... Who cares if it's true? Can't you see how powerful this message is? It's definitely more powerful than all the hogwash. Well, now we've found ourselves in what I'd probably call a clusterfuck. And somehow, you unwittingly became the most important person in the region because your decision will change how the entire situation unfolds. You see, my boys from the Horns of the South are split down the middle. Some will back me, but others won't understand what I'm trying to do. The latter, like Feargas, are the traditionalists, and they know me a little bit too well. If I come to them with this revelation, they think it were a conspiracy. But if somebody from the outside, somebody Feargas, you see where... Ha! That's what I wanted to hear. I knew. Go talk to Feargas. Get him to visit this place. After you're done, please visit me in the shrine. I just hope Feargas shows some sense and doesn't let his pride take over.
It was the most painful thing I heard. I didn't know. I had no idea this is what happened to him. There were other things that required my attention. We were losing the war. I was needed everywhere. I should have paid more attention to what Merlin was doing. I shouldn't have let go. Perhaps. I cannot say for certain. My memory remains too clouded. It seems familiar. I do not feel my soul bound to it, but I know our path shall lead us here, one way or another. Something lingers beyond this gate. Something ancient. That much I know. We'll find the truth soon enough. Much the same. I want that.
Oh, really? And here I thought the Horns of the South had... But go ahead. Have I ever mentioned I'm not a big fan of your sense of humor? Now, tell me what you really want, or walk away. This isn't funny. I'm no Galahad, burning people at the stake for heresy, but I don't appreciate this still. Judging by the look on your face, you actually believe you've stumbled. All right then. I'll go and check it out. See what's got you so worked up. I saw what you wanted me to see. We need to talk. Honestly, I'm not sure what to think. Everything I believed has been seriously challenged. I need some time to get used to it. Why did you show this to me? Because it could be that I'd be better off not knowing. What they did to Seawall is unthinkable and absolutely unforgivable. What will the other keepers say? What will happen to the Horns of the South? And what about Camelot? Everything we believed was a lie. You're right. In the end, it doesn't matter what Camelot was back then. What matters is what we are now. And we did everything in our power to keep the South safe, and to keep our lighthouse on through every storm. But this will be the end of the Horns of the South. No young man will join our ranks when hundreds of years of our history are gurgling down the drain. Any ideas? It sounds better than the alternative. That we're a bunch of fools believing in children's fables of knightly honor, valor, and purity. And we'll have to give everyone some hope to cling to after the truth about Seawall comes out. All right. I assume Brandon put you up to this, so you can go and congratulate him. I'll support this case, if only for the safety and well-being of our boys. I don't have to like it one bit, but I can try to make it easier for the garrison. I just heard that some old man named Morris showed up at the keep, dragging the head of bald Kate just so he could be with his wife in the Horns. Can you imagine? I still can't tell whether it's bravery or he's just out of his mind. It used to belong to the keep. You could say it was its beating heart. That village was where our lighthouses led the ships, and where the workers lived with their families. Ah, those must have been the days. But then the ships stopped coming, and there were less and less new keepers, and the others left looking for a better life. Until, at last, the sea took most of it. Depends on your idea of interesting. There's a weird statue with a gong, but I'm not sure how much of it is left. Other than that, probably, I don't know, ask Marg. I'm pretty sure he just sits there all day instead of hunting. No wonder we've been eating nothing but fish. What else was there to do? There weren't enough people to live there, and nobody wanted to anyway. Not since the monsters started coming out of the sea. We wiped out most of them, but new ones showed up every now and then. Marg, our hunter, keeps an eye on the place. You can talk to him if...
Please. Go. Do you keep...
Yes? Who are you? I've told you 1,000 times I'm not. At last, I have the space to explore the limits of culinary delights. You'll never understand. Your taste buds have long been dulled by fried cheese, fried fish, and oil. Oil everywhere. The goddamn oil. Oh, so you're not one of Albert's yes men. I hope you'll forgive this. I never thought that after the entrance was buried, anyone unfamiliar with my situation. But first things first. My name is Rumpold Fenini. I used to be the most renowned chef in Camelot, but now I am an outcast. Doomed to forever search, misunderstood by plebeians with no taste. I've discovered, no, I've reached the limits of taste. And when I gazed into that abyss, I realized that, you see, the logical conclusion of creating the most delicious food is something that flips the pleasure of eating on its head. Food so delicious, so extraordinary, that the pleasure, because, you see, it's only through pain that we can... Now, listen carefully. Sour herring and cheese. Sour herring? Perhaps, but it's not supposed to sound, it's supposed to be seen. For what is virtue if you don't first know vice? This experience is meant to embody the essence of flavor transgression. Culinary norms and rules, they're nothing but simple amusements for the masses. Limitations meant only to expose the cracks within. Why don't you try it yourself? Though I must warn you, there's no turning back from this path. Once you've tasted the effects of my culinary transgression, nothing will ever be the same. Here's the recipe for my sour herring with cheese. The ingredients are for you to... Just remember, it requires a special... If I recall correctly... Here, I've marked it on your map. My acolyte... Oh dear, I could ask what year it is, but honestly, I don't. I finally found my place and purpose. Does he now? Why? I don't offer paid lessons, and I certainly don't run the garrisons. I can't think of any reason Captain Hubert would send his men here. Sorry? Oh, a change in command then. Interesting. I do hope Captain Hubert is well. He was very kind to me when I stayed at the Keeper's Fortress. Food without... Thank you for... Sour herring with cheese. I can smell it. Only by expanding our desires and fully embracing pleasure can we, the unfortunate beings thrust into this sorrowful world, hope to find a few... You will never be free from the smell of sour herring, and you should...
you want?
I will.
You'll fall to my sword! Your armor won't save you! Show me what you're made of! I will be your downfall! Your armor won't save you!
Stop! Where are you rushing off to, you maniac? That we do. The plants are really healthy and beautiful. Very pleasing to the eye. But the bloom, you see, is too valuable. It needs, special conditions to grow well. Too many people buzzing around, and the bio something goes off or something like that. Huh, that's a good one. But still, I can't just let everybody in. I wouldn't be much of a god if I did. Well, you need to have business with Arnulf. No business? Yeah? Oh, so that's how it is. You were trying to trick me, weren't you? Not another I warned you to back off! Please, don't make me do this! This isn't right! Please.
company. Your gold belongs to us. Show yourself. Say your prayers. What's that noise? Your head on a punch. You fertilizing the soil. Not looking so good now.
We're not safe. Stay focused. What? Gold belongs to us.
What are you Wait, Rumbold? The one who disappeared centuries ago? The chef obsessed with herring and cheese? I can't! All that effort, all that money, and it. Oh my god! I'm crying! Honestly, I thought it was about the lost treasures of the Dauriata, maybe an army of undead berserkers, something that would end the world. You have no idea how scared I was of this job. And now you're telling me it was Alright, I'm feeling better now. Do you need anything else from me? If only. I can't get in touch with Brandon. And it seems that he's precisely here, right in this damned spot. And I'm afraid, if I stay here any longer, some of those geese... Don't get me wrong, I quite like this place. The air is crisp, the sea is calming. It's true, the company could... Only a keeper is allowed to own property in the Horns of the South. I looked it up. It's an actual law, not just something Brandon made up so I'd stop breathing down his neck. So unless I grow a pecker overnight, it'll never happen. I used to love it when I was younger. It felt like an adventure. Like I was a brave heroine venturing into the dangerous world. But it gets boring after a decade or two. Eventually, you start feeling like you haven't had time to sit down since the moment you left. The dangers of the road stop becoming exciting. They become real. And before you know it, your entire life goes by so fast when you're always on the move. You keep thinking you have time for everything. Oh, love, plenty. And almost none of them happy. I'll never forget the first time we stumbled upon a place after a cloud of the weirdness oozed through. It was a small settlement, just a few houses. There was this odd, bitter taste in the air. Or so we thought. Until we started finding a man who tried to chop off his legs after they started sprouting antlers. Another one who gouged his eyes out, so he wouldn't have to look at his child melting into the floor. A woman in the farthest corner of the settlement managed to stab herself in the heart before it got to her. I almost dropped it all and ran back to Timberwall that day. I'm still not sure why I didn't. I guess giving up. Name's Orla. I'm a merchant. Or I try to be, when my business isn't being held hostage by a bunch of idiots who seem... What was I thinking when I decided to leave Timberwall? Should've... You've never been to the merchant capital? Well, you didn't miss much. Yes, it's rich and extravagant, but only if you're rich and extravagant too. Other than that, it's a place like any other. The same pain and misery hiding behind gilded walls. It's not as exciting as people think. Or, well, maybe it is if you like living with a bunch of backstabbing crooks. Yeah, now I remember what I was thinking when I... Not really. It's more of a requirement if you ever want to be successful in Timberwall. My family is full of... I have no home in Timberwall. Well, we have an estate, but it hasn't felt like home for a long time. I feel like every time I go back, I recognize it less and less. The people are getting greedier and more desperate by the day. Business is slow, I'm not gonna lie. With the weirdness creeping in from the north and bandits everywhere. Trade, but I don't know. Being a merchant from Timberwall used to mean craftiness, taking risks, looking for opportunities.
Please.
Did they Do you keep...
Excuse me, could you get me a clean glass? And I mean clean, not just wiped 3 times with a dirty rag.
I'm not sure. I don't mean to say that you peasants all look the same, but you have to understand it's quite difficult for people like me to tell anyone apart,
especially since there seems to be so many people like you here. I thought the South was supposed to be more... Well, I'm sorry if you felt offended. I won't bother you. Well...
Who are you? In my day, you only saw old, familiar. It was easier to share with others. A problem? No. No problem, just rambling to myself. I don't know, but you could put something on the table. Thank you. We used to come here, the 3 of us. Me, Berg, and Fedley. But lately, something's gotten into Berg, and it all kinda fell apart. Hell knows what happened. One day he just stopped. We went to his house to get him, but he only cursed a blue streak at us. Say, mate, do you feel like talking to an... I feel bad for him, but I've got no more patience. And Finley... Let's just say Finley. Now you're talking. Ever since he got so maudlin, Berg usually sits alone by the sea. Let me know what's wrong. Orderly. No damn rabble begging at the gates and eating us at a house and home. Back then, sure, civilians came and went. But housing them, feeding them, we had a rule. No freeloading. But I guess that went out the window, along with our It used to mean something to be a keeper. You could come in off the streets and keepers. Now, bunch of spoiled lordlings sold off to Brandon by their daddies for a bag of gold. Treated like soft, weak. You watch your damn mouth. We did everything we could. I've said it before. We need a whole damn army to keep this region in check. And besides, how do you know these leeches are even telling the truth? Every village wiped out. Just like that? I don't want to... Do you see anything interesting around here? It's a decent place to retire, but not... Well, if you're looking to sightsee, try the sunken village. Off you go.
Beer from Kunacht, wine from Farshire, moonshine, only local, the best there is.
Oi, Noel, what if I pulled Excalibur from that stone, but it broke? But only at the tip. Would I still get to be king, or not?
You're so daft, Randall. Some magical lass living in a lake gave the king the sword when he broke his own bashing forearm skulls.
So, the one in the stone, what's that called? It's not Excalibur, is it?
Nah, the one in the stone was called, don't know. Sword in the stone, I guess.
Sod it. Whatever. So, if I pulled the sword in the stone from the, stone, and it broke, but only a little, would I still get to be king?
What? No. You'd have to pull out all of it. Only the one who pulls out the sword gets to be king, yeah? Not the one who pulls out a bit of the sword.
Wait, but if you have a sword and it breaks, do you tell everyone that you have a sword or that you have a piece of the sword? Besides, you can always take it to the smith and he can fix a new tip.
But if he fixes a new tip, it won't be the same sword.
Are you off your knocker? How's it not the same sword? So, what is it now? A plowshare?
A shit share.
Listen, just listen to me. You've got it all wrong. You've got a sword, right? And then the tip breaks off, so you attach a new one, right? But then, let's just say it breaks again.
You seen all the refugees coming from the... Did you hear about the captain's lockdown? Looks like the lads aren't too happy.
Hello, child. I can see that you're not of noble blood. Oh, no need to tell me that. I've tutored the children of... Oh, and you don't look like one of the locals. Are you... You can talk. Now, I'm sure my name is Lady Elaine. I oversee the Farshire Library, the greatest collection of books in this part of Avalon. Oh, biding my time, until a brave adventurer with a death wish comes... Oh, surprising. I'm looking for someone who will help me find a certain artifact. So, I came to the Horns of the South because I found a fascinating book. It referred to a certain object, a figure most likely, which has the ability to dispel the worriedness like a menhir can. Apparently, it can be found on the ship called Andraste, which sank over. However, when I asked those nincompoops about it, they just laughed at me. They said that the Andraste wasn't carrying anything of value, and even if it was, they wouldn't freeze their butts off in those chilly... The Last Voyage of the Andraste by Elvis the Lightkeeper. He was one of the more notable keepers. In his waning years, he became... But it's best if you read it yourself. You can read, can't you? Read it very carefully, and after you're done, come to me, and I'll tell you more. And they say young people don't want to learn anything. Come on, chop, 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 get...